Alright guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. And we're still working on the Nissan Rogue, the one I did the video on with the oil in the radiator. I've already finished that. I flushed out the system, replaced the thermostats, replaced the radiator, and all is golden. But now I wanted to do a video on this MityVac pressure bleed kit. Is going to be the MV6840 pressure bleed adapter kit with the actual pump right here. Again, this is made by MityVac. This is the model, let me see if I can see it here, MV6400. 6400 little container with the pump, and you use that in conjunction with the kit here, and this facilitates bleeding just about any brake system. Makes it a one-man job. You don't have to have that second person pumping and holding and all that good jazz. So in this video I'm gonna go ahead and put this in action so you guys can see it if you're maybe thinking about getting one. I've used it several times before. It works. There was only one time that I went to use it and I had the right adapter, but for some reason on the aftermarket master cylinder tank, the adapter was not accepting it properly, so I wasn't able to use it. But that was the only instance where I couldn't use it due to a situation like that. Other than that, I'm very satisfied with it. I'm thinking, before I purchased it, I was reading some reviews and stuff, and there was a lot of people complaining about leakage here at the fittings and it blowing up and spraying everywhere. I haven't had that happen. However, I think I am starting to see a little bit of a leak here in this one in particular. Last time I used it, which was actually a few nights ago, I did observe that, and I'm thinking this hose we can easily replace right here, this piece. I'm sure this is just a generic hose that you can probably find at Lowe's or your local hardware store. However, this one, it's easy to change here. All you have to do is push in and pull out. It's a quick connect. But see, but this one actually looks like it's, I have to do a little bit more digging on this one, but I can't see how I can detach this part of it. So I'm not sure what we can do there, if I wanted to fix or replace the hose, because this was perfectly clear at one point. And as you can see with brake fluid and stuff, it's starting to change color. So I'm sure eventually I will have a problem with it, where I will have to replace it or whatnot. But I'm wondering if I can just easily find a piece of hose from like the hardware store that I can just replace it with. Maybe make some improvements on it. I don't know. Like I said, it works relatively well. It's just that I think I'm gonna start having issues here with leak at these fittings. So we have an on and off valve here, and I always keep this in the off position, so when I hook it up, if I have it pressurized or something, it won't shoot fluid everywhere. And the kit brings several adapters. You get this big one for when I reckon this will be like an older style master cylinder. You have to use these chains and these adapters here, not adapters but adjusters there to give some tension. But overall, you're probably going to use one of these, and this was the one that didn't quite work for me last time, and I think it was just the way the aftermarket reservoir was manufactured. I don't think it was a problem with the adapter itself, although I'm sure they can make some kind of update or adjustment to where it can minimize that problem, because it was that it wasn't sitting down enough for this to latch over it. that was the issue. So I'm thinking maybe they, I don't know, maybe make some kind of an update to this, make this a little deeper or something. I'm not sure. Maybe that could take care of that issue. But that was the only time I had a problem with it. You have various other adapters here that you can use on the master cylinders, and they all, well, I haven't used them all, but every time I've needed them, they've actually worked very, very well. So like I said, I'm pretty satisfied with this kit to this point. So without further ado, let's get into it. And what I like to do when I'm doing a brake flush is, and this is not always possible, but when it is, I like to do it. I like to try to suck out as much of the old fluid from the master cylinder as possible, because most of the fluid is, there's a large bulk of the fluid in here. So if I can right off the bat get rid of that, that would be awesome. So I'm gonna try to do that using, where did I put it? Or did I even bring it out here? Maybe I forgot to bring it here. Yes, I did. It's right up here. Thought I got it. Apparently not. I use this little cheapo depot. This is another brake service tool. I bought this from Harbor Freight years ago, and you're supposed to hook this up to the bleeder screw, crack it, and then it uses a suction or vacuum to extract the fluid. But I found that it didn't really work all that well, so I really didn't use it much. But when it comes to trying to suck out some fluids from things like this, it works pretty well. So I kind of kept it around. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stick this as deep as possible in there, try to get as much of that fluid as possible out. As you can see, it works pretty well for this kind of extraction, but for I think that's as much as I'll be able to get out of it. I'm not sure. Oh, well, if I can get it in there. That's all I guess that's all I'm gonna be able to get out, which is about half of it. Not too bad, but I wish it was more. Like I said, every master cylinder reservoir is a little different. Sometimes you can get all of it out, sometimes you can't get nothing out because of the design of it. So that'll work for now. Let me just leave this here. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is match up the correct adapter for this master cylinder. I like to get the cap and just kind of take a look at it and just match it up to one of these. There's actually a list here that tells you what each adapter, the applications. So let me get a better, closer shot of this so you guys can see what I'm talking about. You may not be able to read it or see it, but you can see that it comes with a diagram and everything, so it's pretty good. So we're looking for Nissan. Here we go. Is gonna be the 808, which is this one, 808 MV6840. So if you look at it, seems relatively close. We're just gonna make sure that it does in fact properly fit, and appears to. Yeah, I think that's our guy right there. Nice. So I still have about half the master cylinder full. Sometimes I tend to try to top it off, but the pump does a very good job of filling it and kind of maintaining it at a level. So I'm just gonna go with that for right now, and then make sure it's topped off when I'm done with the service. So what you do is you just unscrew this. Just unscrew this, and I like to pour in a whole quart of brake fluid. You can put up to, I think, 2.5 gallons, I think, which I think is way more than what you need for a smaller car anyway. Maybe a big tractor trailer or something, perhaps, but for most applications you're not gonna need this big jug. I think it's 2.5 gallon or a gallon. It might be more like a gallon or something. Yeah, a gallon and a half, a gallon and a quarter, something like that, which is more than enough. So I just dump it all in there. If you notice there was a little bit in there already, you would be correct. Like I said, I just used this the other day, and I left a little bit of the excess leftover. I kind of just left it there. So we're gonna go ahead and seal this up, and now I have my valve closed. I don't have it hooked up yet, but you can just hook this up here and then pump this up. I normally, let me remove this. I normally pump this up to about 20 psi. We're just gonna pump this up. And there, it's about 20 psi right there. Beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of lay this over here. It does have that hook, so you can hook it up here, but I'm just gonna leave it here for now. Okay, we've got it hooked up here. Now I'm gonna carefully open my valve, let it start flowing in there, checking for leaks. Checking for leaks. Okay, I don't see anything. As you can see, he's already topped off my master cylinder. Very nice. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can. It's just about filled it up, and I don't see no leaks or anything, so I'm gonna resume. Now, one thing that I do like to do, and this is just more of a precaution, since I have read about these incidents, I normally like to throw like a rag or a towel or something over these joint, especially this one that I'm starting to see a little bit of questionableness to it, just in case something happens. It won't spray everywhere. Granted, it could happen at any point, but this is just, since I read some concerns about it, I've always kind of tried to do that just in case. So now we're good here. I'm just gonna raise up the vehicle. Okay, so I already got the car raised up. I got my wrenches. I'm not sure which one of these two is gonna be. I think it's an 8mm. So I brought a 10 and an 8 anyways. Now this is just me. You don't need this. I just like to get this little bottle and kind of let the fluid drain in here, so I can see when it starts to get clear. And you're gonna see what I'm talking about here in a minute. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna crack this loose. There we go. I'm gonna put this wrench here, and I'm gonna stick this in here, and then just crack it loose and let the juice flow. As you can see, it's starting to flow. Let me open it a little bit more, see if I can get it to flow faster. go. So, hopefully you guys can see this. The bottle is pretty old, so you can see how the old fluid is coming out. Now as soon as it starts coming out clear, then I just tighten it, and then I tighten it and go on to the next one. It's just a steady stream there. The first one is the longest one. Once you get this circuit bled out completely, then the next one just kind of fall into place. This is going to be the longest one. This is where most of your fluid is going to go to. And I'm thinking it's probably already at that point. Sometimes it's difficult to tell. Ooh. Ooh. I lost a little tube there. Okay, there we go. That's a minor leak, no big deal. I'm just gonna drain this out, dump it, and then we'll be able to tell for sure if it looks cleaner than the other one, then you know for sure that you're good. Oh crap. That wasn't supposed to happen. Alright. There we go. There we go. The problem is that it's kind of in a little tight squeeze here. Ooh. Because of the clearance here, so yeah, so it's starting to look clear now. It's not as black as it was. I mean, it wasn't really bad to begin with, but you can tell that this is lighter than the first batch that we had. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and give it another minute or so, and then we're gonna move on to the next one. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna tighten that up. And we're gonna put the little cap back on. Bloop. And then we could spray that after we're done, just to make sure it stays clean. But for right now, let's just move on to the next one. So we're gonna dump this out here. I'm just removing this little rubber. Sometimes it's hard to get your... There we go. Okay. All right. Oof, butterfingers. All right, so I'm gonna crack this loose. bring this down here. All right. I'm just gonna kind of stick this here for now. And there we go. It starts to flow. And you can see all that stuff. I need to get me a new bottle. This one's seen better days. It's a little darker than the other one. Really cloudy, actually. Oh yeah, I see like a layer of like cloudy fluid there. Open it up a little bit more. Now that we're down here, let's just take a look, see what's going on. Any leaks or anything. Let's go ahead and shut this down here. I'm gonna dump it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it seems pretty cloudy. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get me a newer bottle. Stick this bad boy in here again, and then open this up again. I think it's gotten slower. Yes, you can see it's starting to get clear. It's kind of hard to appreciate with this dirty, filthy bottle, so, but I can tell the difference. Better go up there and check the pressure. I feel like there should be a little bit more pressure than that coming out. There you go. Okay. Put the little cap back on. Dump this out. Now before I move on to the next one, I just want to see how we're doing with the pressure. Pump it up some more if need be. Let's see what we're looking at. Pump it up some more. Back at 20. Okay, the pickup tube is right along here, so if you see that it's not level, that's kind of actually a good thing, because it kind of keeps all the fluid on this side there, because the pickup tube is right there anyway. So even if you put it on the hooks, it's always going to be kind of tilted to that side. That actually works relatively well. So now we're going to move on to our next caliper over here. And Nissan for some reason decided to put them all facing the wheel. So it's kind of difficult to stick that little tube there. I think these are 10 millimeter. Nope, 8 millimeter. Okay. All right. So same operation. We're gonna, oh, wrong one. We're gonna crack it loose first, and then we're gonna stick our. You know what? Let me just try this. I think it's too big, but let me see if I can get away with it. I don't think so. No. No. Oh boy. I hate it when they do this. You know, could have easily just put the bleeder screw in a different position, and that would have been it. But okay, so it came out of, yeah, this is the, it's just where the bleeder screw is. That's what makes this a problem. And you know what? I'm not gonna fight it. I think that's it for our little bottle. If it starts becoming a problem, then forget about it. It's kind of hard to hold the bottle and the hose and the wrench and everything at once. I only got 2 hands. In the automotive field, you need 50 hands, but humans only have 2, so we gotta work with what we got. Okay, that should be enough. That should be enough to where it's nice and clear. Like I said, that's why I like using the bottle. It helps me to determine, but it didn't want to cooperate. Maybe we'll give it another chance. Maybe we'll give it another chance. This time, let's just get rid of this for now. And see, maybe I can just hold it there. Let it drain. Yeah, that's working. I'll have to hold it, but it's working. Crappy day here in South Florida today. It's overcast. The temperature feels wonderful though. It's breezy, it's cool. So as long as it doesn't rain, I'm good. Yeah, so there you have it. I don't know if you guys can see it on the video, but it's pretty clear. So Alright, so I'm just gonna drain this here, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. There we go. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Okay. And I think I just mentioned about not raining, and now it started to rain. Oh man, that's a bummer. So I'm just gonna crack this loose, and now I'm just gonna stick the tip of the hose here and hold it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There we go. Seems pretty dark. Okay. And this is gonna be the shortest one. This one you really don't have to go all out. So I think that's it. You can see that it's pretty dark. Since this one is the closest to the master cylinder, this one is the closest to the master cylinder, I'm just gonna let a little bit out just so you guys can see the difference. Assuming that you guys can tell in the video, I'm not sure. Sometimes certain details won't come out as clear as you want it to. I think the bottle fell. Okay. I think the bottle tipped over, which is no big deal, as long as you don't let all that air flow in there. But remember, you just got pressure in the bottle with the fluid. You still have the master cylinder reservoir, so as long as you don't let the reservoir go dry, you'll be all right. So there you can hopefully tell how nice and clear this is. Let me just get a rag and... Okay guys, so I went ahead and sprayed down the calipers, cleaned it with some brake clean, and brought the car down. So we're pretty much done with this job. You already saw how clean the fluid was coming out. So now what I want to do is I want to remove all this. So to do that, there's a little pressure relief knob slash switch. Say switch because you kind of just toggle it. So what I want to do is I want to release all that pressure from the system back into the bottle and out through the valve. So I go ahead and release all the pressure. It should be relatively quick. Once I have released said pressure, I can go ahead and turn off my little thing. As you can see, nothing really leaked from here, so I don't know if maybe I had just kinked this or bumped it or something, but it's working pretty good, so I'm happy with that. And then just remove the adapter, put the adapter back where it goes. We're gonna verify the level, which is perfect, is right there where I need it to be. It's perfect. So I'm just gonna put this little screen thing back on there. Let's see, should just push back in there. Put the cap back on, which the cap I put here. Boom. I'm just gonna spray this down just so in case I got any little bit of leakage or anything. Alright, I'm gonna clean that. And that's it. We're just gonna take our tool, bring it back over here. And what I like to do is I like to just drain this hose. So what I do is I just remove it and just do one of these numbers and then open it to let all this stuff just kind of drip down. I like to leave as little fluid as possible inside these hoses. I'm thinking that's probably going to be the key to the longevity of the hose. So once that is done, I close it just so I won't forget next time and accidentally hook it up and it squirts everywhere. So I just leave it, I always leave it closed. And that's it, just wrap everything up. Oh, this doesn't connect to the other end. So that's it, you just put your tool away, drain it, or leave some in there. I'll drain it, but put everything away and you're done. That's it, easy as that. You didn't have to have a second person, you didn't have a big ordeal going on, and everything went smoothly. So as you can see, this has been flushed. It looks great. And all I needed was myself. So I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If you guys were thinking about buying one of these, I recommend it. It's not a bad tool to have. They're little, I don't want to say a little bit pricey. I don't know how much they're going for now. I don't even remember how much I paid for. I think I paid 200 or 300 and something for the kit, the entire kit. And I bought it at Amazon. Amazon is taking over the world. They sell everything and they bring it right to your house. So I mean, what can I say? Amazon is great. And they bring it relatively quick, within 2 days. You know, for most Prime items, you get it within 2 days or less. So I can't argue with that. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it shed some light if you're planning on getting one of these units. As always, like and subscribe, support the channel. I ask of you, please. And thank you for all your support up to this point. Catch you guys on the next video. Ciao.